Well, I used to work for Citigroup, lost my job. I'm one of the people you hear on News 12. We're back in state school and back in home, living, working for the fam, and luckily I have that family to take care of me.
Ever since the tail end of the presidential campaign, the economic crisis has taken center stage in American politics. Purchase College brought in a former credit risk manager for Citibank to explain the situation at hand. Dr. Dusan Nesic believes that the credit swap trade and default speculation overcooked the economic chicken. He believes students will repay their loans, but getting them, on the other hand,
loans will be harder to get.
Purchase economics professor Rex McKenzie researched the economic crisis throughout the school year. Dr. McKenzie theorizes that the crisis's roots grew from Nixon's economic policies during the 1970s. He cited Nixon's deregulatory financial stances and his decision to take the U.S. dollar off the gold standard, creating a currency based on the amount of money in the marketplace. Reagan, Bush, Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush continued these policies, which McKenzie said led to the current crisis.
And from there, you had deregulation, and you had privatization. And all of these things ended up with a very much more speculatively oriented capitalism. And the derivative was the chief weapon or tool of the speculator.
Like Nesic, he believes that the housing bubble and credit swapping played a large role in fermenting the economic crisis. McKenzie supports the government's bailout because of the large number of Americans suffering during the crisis. He also thinks that the government should increase regulation and ensure more oversight in the financial industries. Fellow economics professor Sanford Akita disagrees. He believes that the bailout package will drag out the recession because private investors won't put money into industries that the government is supporting.
It's kind of like a person who just went on an alcohol binge, and the next day he's feeling terrible, so he takes another drink. And before he gets, feels really lousy, you drink another few glasses of whiskey, take a few shots of whiskey, you're feeling a little better now, right? And so, but the government was just pouring whiskey down the throat of the economy, and so it's starting to feel. But of course, things are going to be much, much worse in the future.
He also doesn't believe that banks need more regulation. He described credit swapping as a fad and doesn't think that the financial sector will continue that type of trade. Regardless of what solutions come in the future, Purchase students are feeling the hurt now.
Well, I'm lucky that I had a continuing job from last summer, but I've been looking for just restaurant jobs, and there's just not many opportunities because the ones that people have, they're holding on to for dear life because you need it.
Well, I'm looking for a job now, and so far it seems like the responses to all of my resume inquiries have been so vast that most of the time they don't have time to respond to me at all.
I've always had problems looking for summer jobs, but it's become even worse because I usually do hard labor, and now it's just not really doing it anymore. I gotta find a real job, which sucks.
How long until we get out of the slump? According to these three economists, not anytime soon. Dr. McKenzie predicted that unemployment won't stabilize for at least 2 years. But then again, he also said it's anyone's guess. This has been Tony Sala, Purchase College TV News.